Start. I think we're live. I will confirm it in a second. Yes, good evening everyone. Welcome to a political recap. Why is there an... I have this on playback as well, and I, through the Creator Studio, have an ad. What are you doing on my stream? Oh no. It's going to get demonetized.
Ads?
Yeah, I know, right? Normally these get demonetized straight away, especially with Tommy Robinson in the title. I know it's going to get demonetized, okay? Why do... I'm taking that ad because I want the money.
Yeah, fuck it.
Joining me to discuss what you see in the title, but also a few other things. Not so much this week, to be honest, because, honestly, no. It's Trups LB. Say hello, Trups.
Hello, Trups.
How is Trups?
Trups is coming down from a Freedom Day yesterday.
Oh, yes. How was your July the 4th? Happy July 4th, of course.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Karma, for the £10 donation. That's very generous of you.
I did the most American thing, and I ordered Chinese on July 4th.
Actually, I should, before we go any further, are you getting an echo, people, on YouTube when Trups speaks? If you are, please say now so I can put earphones in. If not, I'm not going to put any on, because honestly, I can't be bothered. Oh, and on the July 4th stuff, a lot of people I have spoken to, no echo, fantastic. A lot of people I've spoken to have said that the fireworks are obscene, and they go on till like 4 in the morning sometimes.
Oh, that totally happens.
By the way, the subject of on an American day eating Chinese food is up there with a housemate I had going to the Chinese to order chips.
Oh, dear.
She used to do this as well. She's like, the chips are great, though. So I had one. No, they dipped them in hoisin. That's not good chips.
Okay, I have to ask, what the fuck is hoisin?
Hoisin sauce.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's a sauce. It's all you need to know.
Fair enough.
It's a Chinese sauce. You don't need to know anything else.
Sure.
It's nice.
Whatever.
But it didn't need to be on the chips.
Okay, fair enough. I understand.
But yeah,
No, but I ordered Chinese just because
I'm
I
jealous.
noticed that I actually didn't have anything in the house, and I
you know-
realized that most things are closed on July 4th.
See, obviously being British, we don't have this issue, but I can relate to the not having much in the house to the point where I only remembered this evening to go get something, and I just bought a protein shake. And it's not even a good one. It's a Euro Shopper protein shake. It's not great.
You know, I actually laughed my ass off thinking about it, but about July 3rd or July 2nd, I suddenly thought, like, wow, Canada Day is July 3rd. America Day is July 4th. British don't have an Independence Day because everyone declared independence from the British. That's unfortunate.
Or we gave them back to China.
Or they gave yes, or you did that.
Yeah.
Or they lit themselves on fire and you kind of just felt awkward.
It was kind of one of those things where they just kept killing themselves to the point where we got slightly depressed.
Slightly.
And to Peter Edwards, the firework bill alone is upwards of $1 billion. Yes, but that's great for capitalism, isn't it? And don't you import a lot of that stuff from like China or something?
I know we used to, but I don't know if we still do, because I would feel about this point we should have our own fucking makers of fireworks in this country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gunpowder isn't a unique Chinese invention anymore.
No, it isn't. Has there been anything going on with your Independence Day in the sense of like protests or anything? Or has it just been...
Yeah, actually. So yesterday, Donald Trump actually held like a military salute kind of a thing in Washington, D.C.
Was this the Antifa thing?
Partially, yeah.
Because I saw something on Twitter, or was it on my server, someone talking about Antifa turning up armed. I'm going to quickly go to my server and scroll, because I think it might be on my server. Oh, Stephen posting so many damn
They did.
memes.
And also, actually, that was one of the videos I sent you from Fox.
Oh, was it on the Fox thing?
Yeah, it was... Oh, no, that was Southern Virginia. Never mind. It's still July 4th, though.
Take it back. I'm not going to bother pulling a video up. The problem with that is if I play the audio, then you'll start to echo.
Ah, okay.
I'm not
I
risking
mean,
an echo.
the long story short, essentially, is well, I mean, we'll talk about it in a second. You find the thing about Antifa, because
Yes.
that's been an ongoing thing, them escalating their shit, and it's interesting to see how our country's going.
White supremacists head to Washington ahead of Trump's July 4th party. Although Trump does label them a domestic terrorist organization.
Yeah, because he doesn't give a fuck about what they feel.
He really doesn't. The problem is, I had, when I set this up, I set it up with images. So the wrong image is going to be on the screen. What about this? That works. That'll do. So you've got a little firework display with your giant concrete penis.
We have a oh, the obelisk.
That's it. I knew it had a name, but I couldn't. I had the word centenary in my
Which
head.
I think is actually African in nature. I think obelisks are African. Somebody in the chat correct me. If fucking Carlos is here, he'll know.
Oh, Castrojo. Yeah, he'd know.
Yeah, because yeah, I think it were created in Africa.
So
I don't
yeah,
know. I watched Bill
I'm
Burr's
going to zoom
History of
in
the
a
World.
little actually because it looks a
Yes,
bit.
I know it's called the Washington Monument, but it is an obelisk.
But yeah, there were I did see a tweet or two with some armed Antifa folk indicating they were going to go to the Trump rally, and I think it might have been Magog that he might have retweeted. It was Magog that retweeted it, I think, and said that when's it going to get to the point where people say Antifa just killed a few people, and they haven't killed like loads of people, defend Antifa if they ever cross that line. I think it'd be quite
They've already.
interesting.
That's where we are actually right now.
Well, no, have Antifa killed anyone yet?
Probably not intentionally,
See, I
but
don't think I don't. Well, to be
the
fair,
fact that we've
yeah,
gotten close is a problem in and of
I'm
itself.
not saying obviously that we can condone or equate or compare or anything like that. I'm saying once that line is crossed, they are no longer this liberal and social justice movement. They are terrorists at that point. They become it because they're willing to cross that. They're willing to go past points that no democratic person would want to go past.
While I do agree with that sentiment, I think the fact already that we have so much violence and so much willingness to do damage
Yeah,
is
no, you're quite right.
is
Yeah,
is enough.
I do agree. I do agree. I think I perhaps not phrased that correctly.
That's okay.
I do think they are domestic terrorists at this point with what they're doing. I do believe that. I do believe that they are using every tactic that no one else is willing to use to achieve goals, and they're being endorsed by people like the mayor of Portland, who believes there's no issue of violence, but all you saw were people based on the colour of their skin be judged and attacked. That feels to me very, very racist.
Not only is it racist, but the Portland, Oregon Police Department do not do anything against this because both the police chief and the mayor have told them to stand down. That's bullshit in and of itself. You are telling me that these people who have learned and have decided that they want to protect their communities are not allowed to do so?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Well,
Get the fuck out.
they did the Andy. How do you pronounce the NGO name? Is it Nyo?
I think it's just no.
No. Okay, Andy No did put a video on Twitter after the incident where he did outright say, "You police officers, I asked you for help and you did nothing." That's damning. And yeah, he had a concussion. I feel bad for that guy. I mean, I didn't even know who he was until that happened. And then everyone on Twitter was going off about how, oh, he's not a journalist, or he encourages. Actually, Memory Holiday, she on Twitter, although she never condemned the attack, she never condemned it, right? She didn't outright sort of. She didn't do the other either. She didn't condemn it. She didn't support it. But she did victim blame Andy No by saying he encourages it. I'm sorry. I've had people in my face begging me to hit them, and I've never done it because I know damn well I'd knock them out. It's just I'm not going to do it. You can't go. It's like the infamous. Do you remember like you may have seen, maybe you knew this when you were a kid. Whenever a guy got in your face as a kid, you'd hit them back. Every time a girl did though, hands went behind your back and you did nothing, no matter how aggressive they got. Right?
Kind of.
Okay,
It
you
was
might be an exception then.
well, no, it wasn't that. It was the idea that my family had always believed in straight up equality. So my sister, who is the oldest of the three kids, she went to martial arts when she was a kid, along with my brother, and eventually then me. And my mom used to do judo. So it was
Mhm.
like, all right, somebody gets in your face, knock them out. I don't care who the fuck it is. If they aggress onto you, they have deemed you as equal.
Fam, I got beaten up by a girl when I was 8 because I refused to hit her. That's the
I mean
line.
that's a respectful thing too, just for a different
But I
reason.
think it's that I just can't cross those lines, and I don't understand why these people are so willing to do it. Why they think it's
Well, that's
acceptable.
another thing entirely. With what the Antifa folks do, um, it's not even like respectful fighting.
Hmm.
So whereas one could be knock somebody out or beat them up enough where they just simply stop fighting you, which is an acceptable way to fight. Um, or there's I'm gonna mob you, beat you over the head repeatedly
Yeah,
until you're bleeding from the brain.
yeah. Well, there were some of the guys in the videos I saw. These guys were monstrous, and I looked at them and realized that's all you are. You're there solely because you're big. And I watched and realized, and upon like paying more attention, these guys were not. They were just attacked. They were there used as because they were white. They were the ally. They were used as a tool.
They were the privileged
Yeah,
class.
but because I don't know, there was something oddly simple about them, in the sense that they were just happy to call people whitey, but they had nothing else of substance to add to the conversation. It just made me realize, yeah, no, you've enlisted the bullies, and
Oh, that's
people.
exactly it.
But the point really is that in those Antifa things, also whenever some of the people, and I saw the videos, plenty of them, people would get up in each other's faces. The girls would be right there in front of in front of a guy who they're basically bullying to go away, even though they're doing nothing wrong, and then the guy behind them would then reach over the girls to smack them, and the girls would be used as a shield to stop them from going past. And I don't. These girls weren't exactly small either. They're quite, round. Very hard to just get past them.
Um,
I don't want to call them fat 'cause I don't care really. It's just they were an obstacle as well. The tactics had wrong written all over them. It was so
well, yes,
childish.
they cheat. They okay. They don't
Well, it's
cheat.
not.
They
It's
fight
not
dirty.
cheating. It's fighting dirty. Yes.
Right. Yeah, they fight dirty.
I
That's
don't. I don't.
essentially
I
what
don't
it is.
object to it either. I do think that there is an inherent concern that someone will just reach across, pull the guy between them, and proceed to pummel him into the ground until there's nothing left but a red puddle of bad 80s hair. It's a guarantee, really.
Right, but that's kind of where the danger comes because I don't know if you've noticed lately, but the situation has been escalating in weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
So as you mentioned, oh, there was a video of Antifa coming up armed. Well, there was an article by Vox apparently that said that they should grab arms, like take up arms. And there was a picture. This is all from Tim Pool's most recent video this morning, by the way. Um,
Right.
and there was a picture that he showed of of a dude walking around that said "Kill your local Proud Boy."
Okay, what are the Proud Boys? Because I
The
don't know
Proud
much past Gavin McInnes.
Well, he was one of the organizers of the Proud Boys, and essentially what they started out as was basically the counter to Antifa. And it almost functions like a fraternity. Like you have to do certain things to get in, and you have to be vetted and all that kind of crap. Um, but eventually, what ends up happening is you basically join up with essentially. It can't really be described as anything but like a militia in a sense.
Because weren't they originally in Portland legally doing a march or something, and then Antifa turned up, or have I got that wrong?
Yes, they were.
Right. It's nice to see that every time these things descend into violence, which, by the way, I did see some Proud Boys knock 10 bells out of people. I mean, to the point Antifa mobs you or surround you and push you about to hit you with milkshakes and a bike chain. But these other guys that were willing to hit back absolutely laid Antifa out. And I'm not condoning it. I outright say it's unacceptable, really, to be violent at all. But what's really unacceptable is people do something peacefully, legally, and have everything right to do it, and others turn up to
And ruin
essentially,
it.
well, not to ruin it, but to incite violence, to incite hate, to incite everything negative. Really, it's kind of,
Yeah,
I don't know,
well,
it's bad.
that's the game right now.
It's not even good optics. There's no good optics that come from us, even for Antifa.
No, it's not. But they don't want good optics.
They don't want to be called a domestic terrorist organization by a president who would, if had the opportunity, actually make that real.
No,
Because
I think they do.
I think if they do
I
that,
honestly,
a lot of them are getting arrested.
I honestly think they want that.
You think so?
I think because what they are is what is essentially a contrarian resistance group,
Mm-hmm.
right? So basically, their entire MO is to cause unrest.
Mm-hmm.
And if that means that they're labeled a terrorist organization by as frankly a government which they deem as invalid,
Yeah.
then they, in their minds, believe they're right.
I do want to address a point in the chat. Karma says, "Hit me and show everyone how intelligent you are." As I did judo, and that's something that people used to say a lot. But as I boxed as well, I prefer hit me and show everyone how weak you are. I was the kind of person that liked to be hit to know how hard you were.
You're also a decently statured individual.
I'm a bit sick in the head as well.
I mean, that's fair. But, in terms of these guys, I think they want to be what the administration will call them.
I would dread.
Kind of in the sense of, you call me a monster, I'll show you a monster.
I would kind of dread meeting Antifa ever, because I then have that it would be a true test of one's patience, how willing they
At the very
are to
least.
tolerate it. And I can say I'm one of the most patient people around, but put in that situation, I'm not. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand why they are who they are. It's just pathetic at this point.
Yep, welcome to the world of the United States. But Freedom Day,
Oh well, yes, Freedom Day, and protesting.
and protesting. That's kind of American too, if you think about it. That's kind of what we did, actually.
Fair enough. Did you want to talk about Ocasio-Cortez next?
Yeah. So the other interesting thing that happened within the week was that Ocasio-Cortez, our fucking weird ass, I don't even know, fucking representative from New York, bitch. Just my opinions. She decided that she was going to take up somebody's offer to go tour the border facilities, the one that are holding children in cages allegedly. Well,
Right.
it turns out, according to her, there are dreadful conditions. Oh my god, that picture, please.
I couldn't resist.
Fair enough. But there are terrible conditions in which we need to address immediately. There were women who were told to drink out of toilets, apparently, allegedly, wasn't, but yeah, that was a thing. That was an alleged claim, and a border patrol officer basically was like, "What are you fucking talking about? That's never been a thing in the last 20 years."
Why did it stop being a thing?
It never was a thing. Like, no one has ever been so, like, no, we haven't done that in the
wondering,
modern
Lisa,
era.
I stand with Mini Cortez too.
Oh, dude, that was the saddest thing ever.
Should we quickly talk about that? Because that was funny. I thought it was funny and not at the same time.
Yeah, it was kind of sad because essentially Mini Cortez, which is
Let
a
me go.
parody account
I'll
of like
go.
this,
I'll go find a picture of Mini Cortez.
it's like an 8-year-old who just, wanted to like make jokes and
She looks like one of the
she got
kids from the
fucking death
Ebe
threats.
family.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm a bit okay. I'm a bit reluctant to put a picture of an 8-year-old on the screen. Oh no, I've got one. No, I'll put the picture of her next to a picture of Ocasio. That kind of works. I don't. Let me zoom in a bit. Oh, the resolution isn't ideal, people, but it'll do. So here we go. 8-year-old Ocasio-Cortez. Mini Cortez, and the 8-year-old mentally Ocasio-Cortez.
Honestly, by the way, a lookalike, as far as lookalikes go, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna leave that on now because I think I'm not comfortable with. Yeah, I'll go back to the other one. I'm not comfortable putting a picture of a kid on the screen. To be fair,
That's fair enough.
I actually originally had in the thumbnail the Jess Phillips thing we're going to talk about, but then I realised it's a 10-year-old. I just don't feel comfortable with it, and it makes me feel really off. But
That's fair enough.
So what happened to the kid? The kids, they lost.
The kid got death threats from left wing, like just individuals who didn't like the jokes. They thought it was wrong and offensive and shit.
Well, okay. There's a video here. Oh, hang on. Right. I've got the video. Mini-Me Rep Alexander Impersonator. Let's full screen the video. Jesus, that is green. And I've got a boomer moment because I have YouTube muted. Sorry. I had it muted for the premiere so I could listen to things. Okay.
I'm Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, aka AOC, and I want to talk about climate change because there's no doubt cow farts are making the climate change.
Cow farts. I love that.
In July, the climate was 96 degrees, and in February, the climate was 36 degrees. OMG, that's a huge change in the climate in only 4 months.
Oh, the Earth will be gone in just a few...
I can't. I'll link this in the chat for people who want to listen to that. Because it is quite funny. Quality. But yes, poor little kid got a lot of death threats. Mini Cortez for Congress, everyone.
Yeah, the fact that somebody got so upset that they wanted to threaten the lives of the parents and the child involved because you didn't like what they said is kind of the testament of where the fuck we are right now. And that's
yes,
the scariest thing.
Marvin Martian. Everyone love Marvin Martian. So what did Cortez do with the border crap again?
Oh, she lied just outright. Basically said that Border Patrol officers were laughing, making fun of her, disrespecting her, and they had tried to get a migrant woman to drink out of a toilet.
That is quite the statement to make. I mean, I'm sorry, but without any proof, why are you saying this?
Right? That's like a hard one to fucking throw.
The link didn't come up for Swan. I do apologize. I should probably re-link the whole thing. I'll do it.
Make sure you have live chat up.
Yeah, live chat, not top chat. It should be there though, to be fair. By the way, I've chosen this picture because it's actually a good picture, but I've zoomed in on the face. It's her dancing on the rooftop in that video. I actually think the video, by the way, is really good. I don't care. She looks human. Are you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay, I thought I'd killed the conversation.
No, you're good. But no, it was a strange thing to try and argue when there's just no fucking way that you can prove any of it. or like even remotely come close.
It's better. Yeah, I think it is a case of it's. You know what it is? It's like the bad tactics used to scare people into doing stuff. It's expected to then cause a stir, a ruckus or whatever. But actually what it does is make you look even more foolish when your bluff is called. Or evidence proves otherwise.
Yeah, well, there have been border patrol officers who have literally, like, there was one today that did an entire video tour on Facebook of a facility just to be like, no, this bitch is a liar.
I've seen a lot of videos recently of people with the ice cream thing. That stuff's, and then
The fucking chick who licked the ice cream?
yeah, but there was some trend, or more than one of that, with people sticking their hands in and doing it. And then there was the counter today of people uploading videos of them doing it, but they weren't actually. They grabbed the ice cream and then put it in their trolley and go pay for it.
Well played.
I loved it. I love it. It's quality. And yes, please smash the like. Should we move on to the next story?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, well, I want to talk about... I was going to do a video on this guy, but I think he is on his own. He's worthy of this. This is Majid. He is an MEP for the Green Party. He is a 30-year-old Somalian refugee who lives in Sheffield. I believe he served as the city's Lord Mayor, which is a year-long, it's an annual thing. One person gets to be it for a year. You do a lot of engagements, ambassadorial work. He decided to turn up to the European Parliament on his first day of work in a baseball cap and a T-shirt which bore an anti-fascist slogan. And then when he was asked to leave... And then he was asked to leave the building because of it. Now, it's interesting to note that the Liberal Democrats all turned up with bollocks to Brexit on a T-shirt. People in Europe and a lot of other countries don't seem to realise where bollocks is a profanity. They don't seem to get this. It's genuinely a profanity here. Downvote. Nice, thanks.
Can you tell me what exactly it's supposed to mean? Is it like damn?
What?
Like, can you tell me what it's supposed to mean?
Well, bollocks.
Yeah.
Balls.
Oh, right. I knew that. I'm fucking stupid. All right, go me.
He decided the way he's going to portray a politician in the Parliament was to try and go against the stereotypical politician look. He also had some anti-racist related comments because less than a dozen of the European Parliament's 751 members are black, which actually did surprise me. As far as representation goes, that is a huge discrepancy. Wouldn't you agree?
Wait, hold on. What was that number again?
751 European Parliament members representing 27 nations states.
Are black.
No, less than a dozen.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like more. Okay.
No, yeah.
I don't know. That still seems kind of off though, because
Oh, no. That only having
well-
less than a dozen people of 750 are black is off. It feels off. Right, and the thing is...
Well, it feels off, and I can't imagine it wouldn't be.
I was going to bother to look into that and see where the majority came from, but I couldn't be bothered. He,
But like, you vote in your representation, so you don't have to be like diversity represented. You can
Yeah, you're
just
very
be,
right.
like,
You're very right. There is a thing... So as he was the Lord Mayor, he came to... Oh, sorry. He came to prominence because he banned President Trump from Sheffield.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sheffield's quite a nice city to an extent. It's all right, but it's not a big deal, really. Okay. He has done very well for himself. He ran a digital marketing business. He was a counsellor, political counsellor, not mental. he's done well for himself, and he should be celebrated for that. But turning up to Parliament in a baseball cap, and I have to go find the slogan. I'll go because I can't remember. I can't remember what it said. I'm pretty sure it was. It must have been. It was something about fascists. What was? Oh, here it is. Come on, give me the image. Immigrants make Britain great. That's it.
I mean, some of them do.
Yeah, some do.
Just like some citizens make a country great. Some are assholes.
I will link this article in the chat for those that are interested. I was going to do a video on this guy, but I won't because we're talking about it here and I can't be bothered. I'll find something else for Monday. I'll get to it. But yeah, he's a very vocal guy, and now he's an MEP. The thing with this is, I don't know how long they'll be MEPs for, because we shouldn't have been in the first place. Now we're not bound to a full term though, based on our leave. But at the same time, I'm not sure if we're actually leaving. I thought delusional superiority made England great. Well,
it wasn't really delusional. They actually succeeded in creating a worldwide empire.
Yeah, we showed you how that shit was done.
And then, Portugal was like, hey, guys, remember us? Remember when we didn't get invaded by Muslims and lose a lot of our fucking ground? Because you guys didn't get invaded by the Muslims at the time? Because you guys were on a fucking island?
I have no opinion on any of that. They're just begging for another earthquake at this point.
Yeah, right.
Do you want to talk about the flag burning next? Because this is...
Yeah, so this got even more interesting the more you look at it, by the way.
Hang on, I will... I pull the video up and I'll have it muted, but I'll have it played.
So what ended up happening here was that this was a person who was doing a flag burning in a Walmart, the pinnacle of American society on Freedom Day.
Ooh, that goes up well.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't made flame retardant flags yet. You'd think we would have come up with that. But it might be doused in fucking gas, so that's also a possibility.
That sounds like a felony to me. Not the flag part, but the starting a fire part.
Well, that could be, but also the part that comes afterwards, which is essentially a person coming out and running to try and stomp out the flag.
Is that here?
I think so. But oh no, it's not. But
no, it's not. No,
there was an instance of a cop who got a burning flag thrown at him in Portland.
Well, in this instance, somebody was arrested. Do you have the article for this up?
Here, let me grab it.
Because I can put a picture of the person up, but I can't read it at the same time. So I'll put a picture of the person up. It's a little bit of shaming. This be the person responsible for it, I believe. I will just go back and confirm it.
I don't think that person got caught. But
it says here, Mitchell Lee Stauffer charged with trying to intimidate people by burning an American flag in the parking lot of a Virginia Walmart. So I think that's the guy from the video. That's not the same guy, is it? No, it is, yeah. It is the same guy, according to the article with the video description reference below it.
Oh, okay. Well, the other one that I had just linked in Discord is the one where a person in Washington, D.C. had thrown a burning flag at a police officer.
Ooh, lad. Okay, well, first of all...
he looks like a child!
Yeah, so I do want to say, I don't really have much of an opinion on burning flags, because I used to think that it was really bad, but as I've gotten older, I just don't care. Thank you, halfway there for the donation, indeed, Hang on, halfway... Oh, that's clever. I bet that was you, Talon. Where is... Oh, yes, here's your to arrested one. Yes, give me a second. Is there a video for this, or is it just article? Oh, is it?
I'm not sure.
Hang on. No, I found a video. It's a Twitter link underneath of the video. I will just... I'll mute it first, and then I'll full screen it, and we'll go to that. With the flag burning, so as I said, when I was younger, my view was you shouldn't do it. right, as I was younger, I felt like it was a national symbol. You should hold it with a certain level of respect. As I've gotten older, I think my views have... Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ, that is...
No, yeah, this is a bad event.
Oh. Ooh, lad. I'm going to go back because that was... Oh, that was... So what was these... What was it? Revolution...
Also, I want to point out that the guy looks Hispanic who
He
threw
does.
out the flag.
So the people here are wearing a t-shirt that says Revolution, nothing less. Okay. So I'm going to play it again. Oh. That was something. That is... Okay, that's got some flame... it's got some firelighters on that. So the guy's got balls, though. He's put that out with his hands.
Oh yeah, well it's only gonna hurt for a little bit.
Thank you, Saki. I know that was you. Random char. Jesus. Okay, so what do you... I would like to know what your opinion is on flag banning. Because I know some people have opinions that relate to legislating the banning of it. Others taking the position of, I just don't care. And then others trying to find a middle ground. What do you do?
So I take an ethical and a moral stance, not a legislative stance.
Okay.
In the same aspect where I believe that you have the right to perform certain actions that would make you morally or ethically reprehensible.
Okay.
You have the legal right to do so, but I don't appreciate you, or nor shall I respect you for doing so.
Right.
Because I come from an immigrant family who fought to become a part of this country, and I was blessed to then get born into such a place. I have a inherent respect for it, as it is the country of which I was born, and the country of which I love and
You call
I
home.
respect to be in. Right, absolutely. So when I see people who live in my country want to burn the flag, simply put, you don't have to fucking be here. You can go. I don't want you here because you don't appear to be in the same the same mindset as those who actually do care about the country.
So there is the argument of, and it's in the chat, freedom of expression and free speech. Do you tend to agree that it is?
Oh, absolutely. You have the freedom to do so, but I find you morally and ethically reprehensible.
Do you believe that to be an individual choice more than a something you would encourage?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, so I think that's
This
where...
is totally an individual choice. Absolutely, there are instances where flag burning has been used to highlight issues by the government. For example, like some people burn the flag because of the incarceration rate in the United States, and this is a very fair form of protest.
Mm-hmm.
I fully understand and respect that part, but because you just don't like how it's working for you, that's bullshit.
Thank you, Socky Stinks, for the £2.77 donation to balance the number. Thank you.
My OCD thanks you as well.
Down on Skog streams this. So there's someone on my chat I regularly game stream with, people who are listening. His channel name is Skog Does Things. He streams Minecraft, and he's not used to getting donations. So recently, we, and I mean more than myself, others, have been donating to him amounts to either balance it or cause chaos, and it's been confusing him because the names have been very creative, which obviously then gets changed when he sees PayPal, and it's like Omegon, Socky, and other Karma, Talon, and a few other people that do a lot of donations in his direction. And it makes him really uncomfortable. It's very funny. And some do odd numbers on purpose. It's really funny. And, oh Jesus, Socky as well. Tallywhacker. Thank you, Socky, for the suck it. £1.42. I see what they did. Oh yeah, thank you, Karma, for linking Skog Does Things. Please go sub to him. He is a really nice guy. I should say, with flag burning, I know the majority of people I know now in the UK take a very strong view on burning the UK flag as, yeah, do it, I don't care. But when it comes to the individual national flag, no. No one does it. Nobody likes doing that. There's a huge amount of pride in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland.
The Union Jack?
They'll
burn, but they won't burn.
The Union Jack is like a cop-out flag. I don't like it personally. I think it's rubbish. It's a union flag. It's not the country flag. That's the difference. It's it's state flag to US flag. It's US flag union, and then state flag being our individual countries. And in that same sense, the EU's EU flag to their member states' flags. Everyone in individual countries take huge pride in their country. And someone in England in the chat will probably say, that's bollocks, mate, you don't know what you're talking about. I kind of do a little, but I think it does vary. There always will be areas that don't hold it in the same regard, but they are completely outnumbered by those who are very proud to be Welsh, Scottish, Northern Irish, or English. I'm very proud to be English. I like our flag as well. It's a St. George's Cross. Nothing to be ashamed of. It has been appropriated, yes, but we take it back. That's all you have to do. And it's better than the Keck flag. Seriously. Autism.
Yeah, well, the Keck flag keeps changing. It just keeps taking other...
The thing is, okay, so I did buy one of those, because before my room was decorated, I needed something to hang on the wall so it wouldn't look like torn wallpaper. I had it there on my wall behind me for a long time. Then when I decorated and hung guitars there, I was like, I made the right choice. My room looks cool. And
nice.
It was nice. But the flag burning thing, I guess, I don't know. I don't.
I just find it terribly. If anything, it's terribly crass.
It's an attention-seeking thing. That's why you just. Socky Shriveled Sack donated £1.58. Cancelled. £82 balanced. For those who are interested, that goal is to send my gaming laptop, which I crowdfunded by some very lovely donors for my channel, to Texas to a friend. Because either I'm using a PC and the laptop is sat under my desk here doing nothing and she needs it. So I'm going to send it to her because that's the right thing to do with something I asked for in the first place. And it's also my only other spare laptop because I sent the other one to Germany.
Awkward.
Yeah. But it's alright, this one's a gaming one, so at least, it serves Ash to the purpose she needs it for.
Indeed.
Shall we move on from flag burning then?
Please do.
Okay, so I want to talk about a political statement. For this, we're going to need this picture on the screen here. This, and you can't see his face, I'm okay leaving it that way. That is the son of MP for Birmingham, Yardley, South or North. Oh. Thank you, Sock Puppet Army, for the £3.21. Chaos is never done. It's very generous of you. So, this is the son of Jess Phillips. As you can clearly see, he's not at school. Duck Dog. Thank you for the £1.15 donation. Unbalanced. Well, every little helps. This is Jess Phillips' son. I managed to get that out now. And he's not at school. He is sat outside number 10, not because Jeremy Corbyn's in there and he wants to go sit on Uncle Jeremy's lap, because that's not creepy at all. No.
Why did you give me that image?
It's because in a symbolic gesture, Jess has decided to bring her son into politics, her 10-year-old son, to sit outside to be taken care of by Theresa May. While Theresa May is at a European summit, so naturally she's going to do the best babysitting job ever. And as I said to you before the stream started, I think the number 10 mouse-catching cat is going to be looking after him and feeding him the mice remains.
I'm just really disappointed that I see a random child sitting by himself on the stoop of a fucking building, and
would you like
then
a better
you tell
picture?
me that not only is... Well, no, because then I'm imagining who the fuck took this picture?
Well, actually, I can give you a better picture with more kids and Jess Phillips. Oh, look, political statement, everyone. It's almost like it's a cry for attention. Because this is like Optics 101. Basically, it comes down to a funding issue with schools. The claim is that not enough money is going into the schools, meaning that some schools are having to close early on Fridays to save money. The problem with this is that where the numbers are derived from, it brings up a few conflicting and confusing issues. The funding, based on the current formula used by most, this government, I think even the previous one used a similar formula, has determined that the amount they get is actually correct. But it isn't going far enough for reasons that no one has been able to work out. To the point where some schools are closing early on Fridays. Although I would say, I should point this out. Just because a school, God, dog, please don't say that. Just because a school is closing early on Friday doesn't mean a kid is not getting access from Monday to Thursday, and for the part of Friday they go in, a good enough quality of education anyway. In fact, if anything, this just tells me you needed them there for a few more hours because you can't afford a babysitter.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's just like, by the way, the face that she's making in this picture looks like, who the fuck is that?
Has he got my good side?
No, because I don't think she's got one.
Let's go back to this one because it's slightly less, I don't know. This
Concerning?
one, yeah. Let's go back to the first one. It's just like it's more of a condemning. There are other pictures of the kids smiling, looking at the camera. I'd rather not feature the kids, if I'll be honest with you. There was a protest outside number 10, outside the gates. Fund our schools, save our schools. Give me, it was for the 5-year-olds essentially, and all the preschoolers. The Department of Education does say funding is above national average in Birmingham. Okay, hang on. Duck Dog Deep Throats donated £1.64. Stop making me math. Thank you, Talon. The Department of Education has said that head teachers are allowed to be flexible with hours as long as they are sensible. Which implies they're also taking the position of, as long as you are doing enough in the education side, then there's no real issue. Which makes sense. But then there are other places in the UK, Brighton, Stockport, for example, and Bournemouth, that are also saying they have issues with funding. I know some schools have taken to raising the funding themselves. Oh, okay. Socky donated £3.33. At least you're being honest this time. Chaos. But obviously there is an issue with funding. I get it. Now, enough places are saying there's an issue. Some are doing like raffles and other little things, events, to get more parents or people to donate to the school, and that's actually a good thing. Obviously, I wouldn't want them to. I'd want them to be able to just have access to the money and be, okay. But sometimes they're now having to do this, and austerity did not help. Austerity, though, had to happen. Everyone had to suffer. Schools are now catching up with it. So I should read the statement of Jess Phillips. Where's the full thing? Here we are. Okay, speaking outside number 10, Phillips said, "Today, like every Friday afternoon from now on, my son will no longer be able to go to school because of austerity measures which over years and years have degraded school budgets in Birmingham, Bournemouth, Stockton, Brighton, and all over the country. To the point where schools cannot stay open any longer for 5 days a week. It's Theresa May's and the government's responsibility to educate my children," that's the teachers' jobs, "and all of the children in the country for 5 days of the week, and she has failed." Oh. Eddie donated £58.66, math, to make it £149.49 of the £150 goal. Jesus Christ.
Fuck, dude.
He donated £95 during the premiere of the Foodie Beauty thing. That was amazing. Thank you, Eddie. It's incredibly generous. Trying to get back on this. Oh, yes, so the 5 days a week thing, by the way, the school thing, 5 days a week, I don't... Yeah, that was class, Socky, you're right. I do think with the 5 days a week thing, it doesn't necessarily mean they need... I don't think... Especially certain age groups, I don't think they need to be at school 5 days a week. My niece, one of them, only goes for 2 days to, preschool. My other niece goes for 4 days a week, and it's not because the school's not open, it's because that's all they do for 4 days a week. But they get it all in. To continue it though, parents like me have to find extra childcare. You get to claim it on expenses, you cunt. Sorry. What are we going to do with our children on Friday afternoons? Well,
I don't know. What do people do normally?
No. She's a point.
Be away with my big gone clot fot repellent spray. Yeah.
Vince, thank you for the £5 donation that puts us over, which means I can now send the laptop to Ash. Someone please go tell her. I'm sure she'll be very happy to hear this.
What the fuck was that?
That was a £5 donation alert I have pre-recorded with a GIF to go with it.
That's amazing.
I got Skog to record that during a stream, and I cropped it and put it with a GIF that I had Penny make for me. My big unclot thought repellent spray. Yeah.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Exactly.
Put
Oh,
on my
that's
mustache.
beautiful. That was beautiful. But yes,
Thank you.
Jess Phillips, an MP earning £70,000+ a year, access to incredible amounts of money for staff and expenses, right? She can claim for someone to care for a kid. She is the wrong person to be grandstanding like this because she can pay for it, right? She has the money, not only the disposable income, but she has access to expenses, right? Continuing the quote. I have left Danny here to show the government, sorry for the docs, show the government has responsibility to be looking after our children for at least 5 days a week. Let's continue this. They have done everything they can, and now we have got 250 schools across the country and possibly more where kids cannot go to school for 5 days a week. Right. The government has a fundamental responsibility to have children in school for 5 days a week. This argument, kids should be in school 5 days a week. I do agree for the most part for most age groups, the higher age groups. Not for the younger ones. He's 10. He's not even in secondary school yet. And also this idea that 5 days a week means that that's what they need for a full education. No. Quality of education is not ascertained by length of time spent in an establishment. Okay? But yeah,
It's weird because, for my entire life, I went to school 5 days a week in the United States. Public school is mandated.
Mm-hmm.
And most public schools only function on this 5 day a week thing. And
yeah,
I don't know. It's just what I've always known. So
I understand that. I just don't. I think for certain age groups, he's 10. He's not in the higher education yet, or the secondary or high school. He's not there. It literally doesn't matter as much. So I don't really think it's as much of an argument as it would be for someone who's 11 to 16 or 11 to 18 even. Because the education then just didn't matter as much. And I think they could possibly make it work within the confines temporarily until more money was made available.
Thank you, Tally is a trap, for the $10 donation.
It's not a trap, but okay.
Well, no, that's just the donor. I'm just reading out the name.
You know what? As long as someone...
The name said, the message goes, "Here you go, peasant."
Yes, if you'd like to support the peasant, by the way, his Streamlabs is linked below. I'm sure Carmo, if requested, could link it in the chat. Should we go to the main story then?
Yes, let's talk about Tommy.
All right, here he is. Okay, full context. Tommy Robinson was found guilty of interfering with a trial which happened in Leeds in May of 2018, right, where he used Facebook to live stream a video of him reporting on it, which actually many I did agree, could have counted as what has been dubbed anyway as a serious interference with the administration of justice. There is a rule when it comes to the majority of sex offender related crimes, grooming and rape, to an extent, the extent being unless it's a celebrity, in which case, yeah, let's just name them, or unless they're male, in which case, let's name them too. Tommy...
Immediately, usually.
I do think he interfered with the administration of justice because he was trying to talk about a case that was ongoing. And it cost...
No. At the time, it had already been sentenced.
Well, no. What they said was that
they were found guilty already.
Yeah,
they were going to a sentencing hearing.
They had more... they'd also claimed they had more witnesses and that he'd showed some video... Because what their argument also was that two of those people that had spoken to him were going in there for questioning. And I was like, does that count then? Because they've shifted the goalpost a little, didn't they? And then immediately upon being arrested, he was in jail by the end of the day, was it?
Yeah, he was sentenced by the end of the day.
Which meant that essentially he had been denied his due process. He went to prison for, it was a few months, wasn't it? Oh yeah, he was
2,
originally
I think? 6
jailed.
weeks.
He was jailed for 13 months originally. Yeah, but released 2 months into the sentence after winning an appeal because he was denied his due process. It then went back to the Attorney General, who in March decided it would be in the public interest to bring fresh proceedings, to basically go over it. The problem is, it does depend on where they were in the case, because I don't believe he was trying to name anyone. Everyone knows that. He couldn't have because there was no one there to name. There were 2 people going in there, and he did discuss things with them. I think one even tried to take his phone. But he didn't interfere with the case. But an argument could be made that by him being there and going against a very well-known law in this country about journalists reporting on these things before they're sentenced, that possibly it counts. It's the semantics argument, I think.
If I recall, I believe one of the issues was that he had one of the issues with one of the people he talked to was that person threatened him immediately. Threatened him and his mother. The guy basically was threatening something bad to their mother.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think the way that it was originally handled, I had thought that perhaps it would be a bit more... That when it was being... when it was originally dealt with and thrown out, I had thought perhaps it would instead just vanish, because they had shown incredible bias. They had shown that they were just trying to silence somebody, and that worried me immensely, because I thought they weren't interested in hearing the other person talk. They were only interested in silencing them, which is dangerous, really, isn't it?
Well, terribly.
Even the let's see, where was it? So he originally he didn't believe he was breaching reporting restrictions, and he was only referring to information that was already in the public domain, right? One of the judges, Victoria Sharp, said the court considered the penalty to impose for contempt a possible 2-year sentence, right? That was the original thing. If he got on 2 years, I wouldn't have been surprised. I would not have been surprised. And then when it was finally thrown out the way it was, I thought that would have been it, because I didn't realise double jeopardy wasn't a thing here.
That pissed me off when I found that out.
I mean, this isn't a... I mean, it is...
A free country.
Yeah, it's a do-over until we get it right. But then I remembered that with the murder of Stephen Lawrence, the police went to extraordinary lengths to put those guys behind bars, the guys they believed killed him. It's like it always reminds me of Al Capone, in the sense that they couldn't get him on the gang stuff, they had to get him on tax, wasn't it?
Yeah, they got him on tax evasion.
That's amazing. But yeah,
it's fucking bullshit.
Tommy has been found in contempt of court and guilty of interfering with the trial of a sexual grooming gang, which means he will be sentenced again at some point and might go back to prison. I think it depends on whether or not they're going to have time served, or whether they're going to look to just make a new sentence entirely, which is highly likely, to be honest. This just does more for him, to be fair. The guy, he has managed to amass a considerable support. He will look like a martyr. He's going to continue to look like a martyr, because this reeks of
But that's the thing. Somebody shouldn't have to become a martyr to have, like... God.
I get it. I agree.
I sometimes hate, like, dealing with your country's politics, because living in this country and then looking at how your country handles things, it just seems so fucking wrong.
Yeah. I know White, I did not see that video, and that is unbelievable. But I don't like that. To make a point, you have to become a martyr. You have to be destroyed by society or by the media and the legal system first, to then be thought of And then to the point you get support when he gets out, because he's going to go to prison again. When he goes to prison and comes out, his support will be even bigger. It was last time, it will be this time.
If he survives.
And if he'll keep doing it, because he can.
If he doesn't die in prison.
He'll go and do another speech in Speaker's Corner. Why? Because he has a lot to say.
That's only if he doesn't die in prison.
I'm wondering, Lisa, I might do a proper video on it. The parliamentary rulebook written by Thomas Erskine, which covers some of our, quotes, unwritten constitution, because our constitution is a mess. We need a proper one, a comprehensive constitution.
Common sense constitution, if you will.
Nah, don't do that, because you know what will happen? Nobody will be able to understand it.
Yeah, probably.
It's beyond our capacity at this point. I think
Isn't it sad that common sense isn't common anymore?
It's kind of tragic. I am going to, for those who are interested, I'm going to link the article I was just using. It's an archive link because I'm not using anything else. Is there anything else we should talk about? I can't think of anything else, to be honest.
I don't know. Chad, do you want us to do any input on popular topics? Because I know that we've seen a whole lot, but we can't think of anything at the moment. So why don't you let us know?
With my recent making regular videos on this channel, which some have kind of gotten strange, because like the Sadiq Khan, like Liam Gallagher went in on Sadiq Khan. I played a very short clip of that and then went off on Sadiq Khan. Once approved monetization, views went from 300 to 4,500.
Holy shit.
Which is on this channel. Although the likes have barely moved. I think the dislikes are increasing. It's like 159 likes, and it's been like that since the 400 views. But it's got like 13 dislikes now, so I think it's not that great. But I didn't expect that. That's quite nice. And obviously our stream last week did really well. At just over 1,100 views, which is astonishing. That's why I'm so keen on getting us a proper set and getting a proper intro, making this into a proper thing. Maybe sticking it on SoundCloud as well.
Woohoo! Yeah, we're getting professional up in this bitch.
We should. We've got the setup. We can do it. Bit of preparation. A bit of
Yeah. If I get time.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it'll come down to me, which is absolutely fine. I'm getting more into this now that I've got the time for it, and I'm not downstairs with the dogs.
Unfortunately, I, on the other hand, have been the exact opposite.
Which is why I'm happy to set these up and do it my way, or do it on my end even. I think it can be done. But yeah, I can't think of anything else to talk about. So instead, tomorrow, 1 p.m. GMT, Patreon. Wait, has Patreon done something, Aaron Van?
Patreon?
I don't know. Either that or you became a patron and the Discord thing didn't work. I'll check. I don't know if they did anything. I don't think they did.
If they did, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. But yeah, with I'm streaming tomorrow at 1 p.m. GMT on my gaming channel, Omegon Plays, and on Twitch. Rocket League with White Sith Male, and maybe Skeptic Llama if he bothers to turn up. I'm going to be using a Batmobile for the whole stream because 80s theme, so the
Fuck yeah, Batman.
Michael Keaton Batmobile is going to be used. Because I've done the DeLorean, I've done the Ecto 1. 80s event is still ongoing, so it's going to be Batmobile. Is there anything you'd like to shill, or you're good?
No, I'm all good. I haven't really done anything this week because I've been working overtime.
Well, you made $10. Go buy yourself half a bottle of mead.
Hell yeah! Let's go get drunk.
Sweet. I think I'm done. I'm getting a little bit sleepy anyway. Say goodnight, Traps.
Good night, Traps.
Good night, Traps.